Here are the best ones to create the right mindset you'll need to help you stick to your New Year's resolutions. As Dr. Joe Dispenza says, to reset your mindset, to be positive and supportive to yourself. Things to do before the new year to have the right mindset. 2021 has been rough for most of us on planet Earth. With the never-ending COVID restrictions, bottlenecks in the supply chain everywhere, inflation, the decimation of many small businesses, and new government mandates in different countries, in general, we are all stressed out more than normal. Most of us can't wait for 2021 to end. That's why it's more important than ever to do everything that you can starting now to get ready for the new year. These are not normal times that we are living in, and we all should prepare ourselves a little more than normal to get ready for 2022. The problem is that only a very small percentage of people ever keep their New Year's resolutions. What is the real reason that people don't stick to their New Year's resolutions? It's their mindset. Most of us don't believe enough in ourselves to stick to our New Year's resolutions, and we don't value ourselves enough, which is necessary to either stop a bad habit, start a new good habit, or reach a goal. One of the most difficult things in the world to do is self-discipline. Self-discipline is about being aware of that little subconscious voice in your head that stops you from accomplishing what you want to accomplish. For example, let's say that your New Year's resolution is to get up an hour earlier than normal every day so that you can meditate in peace. Once you make that decision to make it a part of your life, that should be it. You should have the discipline to stick to your new routine. But for most of us, when the alarm goes off an hour earlier than normal in the morning, all the excuses in the world start to come rushing to our minds. I didn't get enough sleep last night, so I'm going to skip meditation today. Your body moans as you decide to skip meditation today. Or it says, I didn't fall asleep on time. I'm really tired, so I'm going to skip it today. The list of excuses could be endless. But if you have the right mindset beforehand, you'd remember that you committed to meditate before, and you keep your word to yourself. When you have the right mindset, you will value yourself, your desires, wants, and needs enough that you won't break a promise to yourself. Mindset makes all the difference in the world. When you have the right mindset, you value yourself enough to keep your word to yourself. Self-discipline is really self-love. It's honoring and respecting yourself so much that you never let yourself down. Isn't it interesting that most of us are much more likely to break a promise to ourselves than we are to someone else? That's backwards. Regardless of who you make a promise to, you should always do your best to keep your word either to yourself or others. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about the battle between the mind and the body. He talks about how the body will want to be the mind and that we must tame that beast. We must let it know that we are in control of it, not the other way around. When you can get to the place where you keep your word to yourself, then you are on your way to an abundant, happy, and healthy life. We all intuitively know what is best for us, and yet, so many of us give in to vices and bad habits that we know are not good for us. At the root of the problem is that we don't really truly love ourselves. We don't really respect ourselves. But if you don't love and respect yourself, then no one else will either. You must get to the place in your life where you love, respect, and honor yourself to such an extent that you never break a promise to yourself. This is why it's important to set up habits and systems in your life that are doable, reachable, and attainable, yet satisfying and expansive for you. The topic of how to make and keep good habits going will be covered in another video. For now, just know that you must first develop the right mindset for valuing, loving, and honoring yourself enough that you will keep your word to yourself. Integrity is about following through with what you say you're going to do. You have to show integrity to yourself, and that starts with you keeping your word to yourself. So the main problem for people in not keeping their New Year's resolution is mindset. And if you wait until 2022 to develop the right mindset, you risk not making and keeping your New Year's resolutions. And if you're not in the right mindset, you'll give up on your goals and dreams for 2022 before you even give yourself a chance. So what can you do to get yourself into the right mindset now, before 2022 is here? In this video, we are going to cover all the things you can do now to get yourself into the right mindset to make 2022 your best year ever. The most difficult thing to do is to change your routine, normal behavior, and start new behaviors that you know are good for you but are difficult to implement. For right now, don't worry about what goals to make for 2022 or how to develop good habits or how to keep marching forward towards your goals. Instead, just focus on getting into the right mindset. There are two things that we all have and do that keep us stuck and stop us from progressing in life. These two things have been the greatest killer of dreams, aspirations, intentions, goals, and endeavors than anything else combined. What are they? Fear and self-sabotage. The problem is that our primitive subconscious mind is much more concerned about safety than it is in becoming rich or manifesting the perfect job or manifesting the perfect relationship. It is all too happy with your current status quo, and it loves how things are right now because it feels safe. It knows that if you keep on doing what you've been doing, and if you are still alive doing what you've been doing, then what you've been doing is working. It doesn't care about your dreams. It only cares about your safety. Self-sabotage is when you desire to have something more than you have right now. You make goals and plans to acquire what you desire, but then along the way, you subconsciously yet purposely stop yourself, either through excuses or thoughts of defeat and thoughts that you aren't good enough. You don't have much time to change this if you want to start 2022 off right. Most people never change, and some people go their whole lives subconsciously believing that they aren't good enough, so they don't even try. They give up on their dreams, goals, and aspirations without even trying. But you don't have to be like the others. You can change your mindset in a split moment right now by simply powerfully deciding that you're going to do it this time. How do you know if you sabotage yourself? How do you know if the fear you have of failure or success is so strong that you won't ever reach your goals? The answer is, if you are struggling to reach your goals or if nothing has really improved in your life since last year, then fear and sabotage are more likely the reason. In other words, if you felt worthy of what you want, then you'd already have it. If you didn't have any fear about reaching your goals, then you would either be making progress already or you would have accomplished them by now. But don't worry, you can turn this all around and prepare yourself for a much better, brighter year ahead. If you are alive, if you are breathing, if you can hear these words and understand them, then it's not too late. So what can you do to combat fear and self-sabotage and get into the right mindset quickly before 2022? The thing that you must do is reprogram your mind from the belief that you are not worthy or good enough with positive statements of your own value. You must start saying positive affirmations to yourself as much as you can so that you can reprogram your mind to believe that you are unlimited and able to accomplish whatever you want. There are lots of different ways to go about doing this, but one of the most effective ways is to repeat affirmations all throughout your day. For now, don't worry about taking action steps to reach your goal. Instead, focus on your internal self, the thoughts and beliefs that you have about yourself. The right mindset is simply a set of core beliefs that support you, your dreams, and your goals. And a belief is just a thought that you keep on thinking. So to change a belief, you have to start repeating thoughts over and over in your mind enough times that the old belief is replaced with a new one. Your beliefs are like pathways through a field. When you think a negative thought often, the pathway is well defined and the grass and weeds are trampled on so much so that the pathway is obvious. But when you start to repeat the exact opposite of that negative belief, and you stop thinking that negative belief, the pathway will start to fill in with grass and weeds to the point where the negative thought disappears. As Dr. Joe Dispenza says, the neurons that fire together wire together. If you keep on purposely thinking positive thoughts about yourself, those neurons will fire and wire together to the point where you truly believe the good stuff you think about yourself. It's really that simple. So before the new year starts, repeat positive thoughts about yourself to create the right mindset. Another term for positive thoughts are affirmations. Here are the best ones to create the right mindset you'll need to help you stick to your New Year's resolutions. Here they are. I am worthy. I was born worthy. I am good enough. I value myself and my time. I unconditionally love myself. I accept myself and all my perfect flaws. I forgive myself for anything I have ever done in the past. I no longer worry about anything because worry is a useless emotion. When I set my mind to something, I do it and I get it done. People can count on me. I can count on myself. I keep my word to myself. I keep my word to others. I follow through on most, if not all, of my goals to completion. I fear nothing but fear itself. I don't let my body be the mind. I control and command my body what to do. I create good habits and I stop all the bad ones. I am more determined than ever to keep my New Year's resolutions this year. You can add your own too, of course. You can write these on a 3x5-inch card and tape them to your walls, your computer, your mirror, or wherever you'll see them often. You can also write them down multiple times a day, which helps even more. Say them out loud, say them silently, and/or write them down. Keep on telling yourself who you are and how determined you are now to reset your mindset, to be positive and supportive to yourself. Your thoughts are powerful. Your beliefs are simply thoughts you keep on thinking. Choose the good ones, and you'll have a fantastic head start to the new year.